Waiting. Gonna wait like 15 seconds or so. Okay, just got a notification that we're live. I think we're good. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to another Webflow Workshop. I'm your host Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. This week we're gonna talk about the basics. We're gonna go back to the basics and figure out what all of these elements actually mean. Now, I was looking for a topic for this week, and one of the mods here in the chat room right now, Brian, he suggested why don't you go back to the basics and speak about site structure? And yeah, it really got me thinking. As I look at the forum posts and get some help tickets, I noticed that some people aren't using the right elements for the exact layout that they're trying to go for. I know what they're trying to do, but sometimes it doesn't work, and so I would have to explain how they have to kind of redo everything. And so, great idea by Brian to bring this up, and we're going to go back to the basics, and I'm going to explain everything in this add elements panel. So before we do that, I want to say, as always, welcome to everyone in the live chat room. The first one who was in here was Vitter. Hello, Vitter. Brian's here. Riley. Who else? Webflame. I think Ironwood is new, so hello, welcome. Who else is here? Joss. Marsha. Alex. Hi, Alex. Yeah, you're back. Awesome. Sydney. If you guys didn't see Sydney's spotlight last week, go ahead and check it out. In webflow.com/workshops, you'll see the archive, all the past videos. So he's on last week. Jorn is here, and John. And Hervé. Yes. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you for joining me this week. Let's get to it. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat room, and I will answer them in real time. So, yes. First thing, what is this Add Elements panel actually? I like to think of it as a toolbox. When you instead of a toolbox, think of it like a box of Lego pieces. Okay, now you have all these random Lego pieces in a box, and all of them in a box means nothing. It's just like, okay, whatever. But it's up to you to pick the right ones, the right shapes, and put those shapes together to build something that is in your head and you want to make it real. And that's what this Add Elements panel to me is all about. It's a box of Lego bricks that it's up to you to put it together and make something happen with it. Okay? Yes, all my Legos up there. That's just some of it right there. Yeah. Super proud of those. So here we go. Section. Okay, let me go to the blank page real quick. Creating a new blank page. We're just going to call it demo. Okay, so if I bring in a section. Now, what is a section? When you drag in a section, all it is, it just says section. But when you publish it, okay, let me publish it right now. And I'm going to go to the demo page. So you should see a blank page. Going to view the source. And then right here, where is it? Okay, so this is what the section is actually doing. It's just putting a blank div. Now, in Webflow, we put the word section on there because it helps you put it helps you organize your elements. Okay, for example, if I want to put a section within a section, I can't. See how it turns red? If I let go, sections cannot be nested. Use a div block instead. This helps you organize your rows or sections, however you want to call it. So if I go back to the home page right here, this is my hero section. Okay, that's my first section right here. And then I have another section, which is all my latest work. And so that helps me organize my sections, okay? Now, if you want to make it more HTML5 friendly, you would go here to the settings panel right here and change the div, change the tag right here to a section. And there you go. And if I press publish, actually, let's go to the demo page. because you already saw that it was showing a div, because it's saying div right here. If I go to section and press publish, and actually let's hold on real quick, a little bit of cleanup. I'm gonna make sure that the code, the HTML, is not minified. That way we can all read it easier. So let me publish that real quick. Refresh, and there we go. So my div changed into a HTML5 section. Okay, so it's that easy to make HTML5 tags. Okay, so that's a section. It helps create each row or each section of your site. Okay, so container. Container. Let's go to my demo. So a section is meant to hold everything in a section. Now, inside of a section, you can put a container. Okay, so if you drag in a container, what is a container? A container is a pre-styled div that Webflow has done for you. So a container is a 940 width div with 10 pixels on each side. Now, you can't see that because the styles are all hidden. So how to show the styles is by giving it a class name. So I'm just going to call this container. And immediately you see that the container is already styled and it already has auto on each side. Okay. And so I can't change this because we've already pre-styled it for you. And with these pre-styles, with these pre-made styles, you cannot change some of the things because when it goes responsive, we've already done the responsive styles for you guys. Okay, see how it stays there, and then the margins are gone after that. Okay. Joss is asking, why doesn't it go automatically in a section? Is that to support older browsers? I think so. That is a great question. And as I was preparing for this stream, I was testing that, and I was like, yeah, how come a section isn't automatically a section? But yet it automatically is in the designer, but not on the published. So, I mean, it is an extra step because you have to click on the settings panel and then change it to a section. So it's one of those things that, yeah, I'm going to ask the team. Can we make it faster? Yeah, so good question, Josh. And Marsha, good question. So that's what a container is. It's a pre-styled element, okay? Now, if you don't want any pre-styles, for example, a lot of people like to use a wider grid. Some people don't like the 940 or 960 width. They want it to go wider. So for that, I would suggest using a basic div block where you can then style it however you want, because a basic div block is just a basic element for you to style however you want. There's no pre-made styles pushed upon it. It's not a section. You can do whatever you want with it. Okay. So next thing is columns. Now, actually, right here. Okay, so I put columns here. Actually, let me put a column inside of a container. So put a container back, put my columns. There we go. So you can see I have 2 columns, right? This is great for layouts, okay? You can make your layouts however you want. Okay, you can have predefined layouts with this. But the thing about this is that it's always using floats. It's using a float left. And so with this, when you're starting to collapse it, anything that's on the right will push to the left, especially when it's going down to mobile. Okay, see how it just... Actually, let me put some elements in here. Let's put some white text. I'll call this 1 so you can see it more clearly. 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, let's make those bigger. just call it text. Make it really big so you guys can see. Let's fix this real quick. Two, 3, 4. Okay, so when I go like this, and then it collapses like that. Now, what if I want to reorder it? Or what if I want I want 1, 2, and 3 at the top, and then 4 on its own level, or something like that, right? This is where Flexbox comes in. And so columns is good if you want just something basic, but I would really, really recommend learning Flexbox because it makes columns obsolete. Okay? So, yeah, people are saying in the chat room right now, who needs columns? Flexbox all the way. Exactly what I was getting at, Joss. Let's see here. For simple layouts, the grid works. Otherwise, utilize some flex wrappers. Yes. So, with Flex, you can create your own columns and you can reorder them however you want. And I'm not going to go deep into Flexbox right now because that's probably a whole different stream. But you can go to flexboxgame.com to learn more about it, or flexbox.webflow.com, right? Yep. So this one shows you, this landing page shows you what you can do with Flexbox, and it's... Oops, my dog. Sorry for everyone who's using their headphones. Alright, don't worry. He's fine. Okay, moving on. So you can do a lot with Flexbox. One thing that is really powerful is this, equal height elements. Now, sorry, Webflame. Equal height elements is something that columns cannot do. For example, when you have different lines of text in the same row, with columns, it'll float. The columns will float left, and they will go into their own rows if it's not the same number of lines. And we know that content isn't always perfect. You know, you're not always going to get the same number of lines per card, right? So this is where Flexbox, with its equal height style, can really help. Okay, so flexbox.webflow.com, and I'm gonna put it in the chat room. Yes, please visit that if you haven't tried Flexbox yet. Okay, so columns is good, but I don't use it anymore. I would really suggest Flexbox because you can do so much more than columns. Okay, so okay. Oh, also, what I've seen in the past, people are using columns and Flexbox. They're adding Flexbox to columns. I would really suggest not doing that because then things start to get funky. Okay, so it's either or. It's not both. Either columns or Flexbox. Okay, div block. This is the thing. This is the thing that you can do anything with. Okay, it's very basic. It's just a basic div block. You style it however you want. Okay, link block, I think we all know what that is. If you don't, it's anchor tag. It's a link, and it's different than a text link because in a link block, actually let me go back here. In a link block, it's like a div where you can put anything inside of it and style it however you want. However, if you do this, I've seen some people do this where they put text inside of link block. That's cool. That's cool to do. And let's see here. I'm going to say this. Text. We're going to say link block. Okay. Hold on. There's one thing I need to remove because there's a pre-made style on it because I'm using a template. Right here. So let me remove this. Let me go back to default. So a lot of you probably have seen this where you put a link, you put text inside of a link block, right? And then you go to this text and you're like, oh, okay, I don't want that default blue. I want something else. So you would go link text, okay? I was like, and then some people I've seen, they're like, why does it say white when clearly it's blue? You know what? I'm going to change it. So you would click here and then you change something else. Oh, that's fine. Okay, hold on. I'm not making my point. Hold on, let me remove this background color. Okay, there we go. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see. Okay, so the link text is blue, okay? Or it's whatever that color is, greenish blue, yeah. But you still have that underline. And then I've seen some people who go, I'm confused. I have this, there is no underline. It's set to X. So I'm going to put none again. Wait, it's not working. So to fix this, okay, you would go to your navigator and click on your link block. This guy right here is what's controlling the styles for the text inside of it. So you don't have to change the color here on the text. You would change it on its parent element, the link block. So I'm going to remove this. Okay. Now I'm going to go to this link block and link text. I'm going to add it to there. And now look, it's gone. That underline is gone. If I remove this, then it's still there, but it's that color. It's not that default blue. Click on that and it's gone. Okay. For the people who like already know this kind of stuff, this is a great refresher. And it may help. Any of these basic tips may help you in the future if you get kind of confused and you forget some stuff. So hopefully this is helping you guys. All right. All right. So you have a link block and now you have a button. What's the difference? Okay. I'm going to put a button right here inside of the container. Let's remove this guy. Yeah. Container. Let's move that away from it. There we go. Okay, cool. So what is a button? What is a button? A button is just a link block that has pre-made styles on it. Okay, so I'm going to give it a class name of button. Oops, sorry. Ooh, I might have to blow my nose. Ugh. Okay, let's see here. Demo button. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So we've already pre-styled it for you with a display inline block. We've already given a color of white, and we've already given it a background of Webflow blue. Excuse me for a second. My nose. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Okay, so demo button, and it already has all this pre-made styles, and also it has the padding. We've already added 9 and 15, so this is kind of like a good starting place for you to create a button. You can redo this whole thing if you want from scratch. If you put a link block, and inside of that link block, you put text inside of it, and then you styled your link block like a button. Or you can just drag in a button and start from here. Okay? So it's up to you how you want to create your button, okay? Start from pre-made or go from scratch. And that's the difference. Okay? Let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, lists and list items. Now, lists are good for, bulleted lists or numbered lists. And if I drag that in, you get 3 list items immediately. And, you can say, is it ordered or unordered? So unordered means bullets. Ordered means numbers. Okay? All right. So inside of each unordered list, we give you 3 list items. Now it's up to you, however you want to style these, but you can double click and add text. Oh, it's already set to white. Let me fix that. Right there. Go like that. There we go. So you can double click and add text, or you can add any other elements inside. And now, if you want to add, say, a 4th list item, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can go here and copy and then paste, and you have another one. Or you can drag in another list item into your unordered list. Okay? So these are good when you want to, create lists and make it easier for people to read those. Okay? Cool. All right. So this is all self-explanatory, I think. Let's see here. Headings, self-explanatory, text link. So the difference between text link and a link block. Okay, so text link, if I drag that in, all right. So text link demo. So this is pre-styled for you because it's an inline text. An inline link, right? And that's it. We just add this for you. And this is great if you have a link that's just going to be text, okay? You wouldn't use this inside of another link block. You can't do that. So what I mean is this. You can't drag in a link block and then drag in a text link inside of it. Okay? Because you're putting 2 links together. That doesn't work. Okay? Oh, same here also. Why isn't the button the HTML? Good question. Let me see. Why isn't the button the HTML5 tag for button? I don't see an option for it here. Good question. If I were to add a link block, it's not here either. I will ask that. Good question, Joss. Okay. Good question. I like that. I'm learning as much from you guys. So this is good. Let's see here. So text link. Yeah, it's great just for inline text links. Block quotes, when you want to do quotes. Rich text. Now, rich text is kind of different, okay? It's usually meant for like articles and such where you're going to put a variety of elements inside of an article. So if I drag this in, let me style that. Rich text block. There we go. Oh, and the paragraphs too. Everything is white. Okay, it's because the background is usually black. Here, let me just make it black. Fine. No. There we go. Okay, cool. So what's a rich text element? A rich text element is something that you can put videos and images and whatnot. It's handled differently. You can't drag in an image into a rich text. See, I can't do that. It won't go inside. See, this won't open. So how you would add an image inside of a rich text element is by double clicking inside of it and pretending this is like medium.com, where you would press return and then you get this guy right here, and then you can add whatever you want right here. Okay, so you have images. You can embed videos from like YouTube, Vimeo, whatnot. You can put in SoundCloud with this one, bulleted lists or numbered lists. So you would use rich text when you're making an article. Aaron, the rich text got me when working with the dynamic block. It took me a while to figure out how to pull in a blog post that is rich text. You need that block. Yeah, it's kind of confusing, but once you get the hang of it, you know what to do. Okay. So rich text element is very different from all the other elements in typography. Okay. Bye, Nick. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you next week. And don't forget, next week, just a little advertisement for all of you guys before you have to leave, Nick. Our CEO, Vlad, will be here to answer your questions. And so bring your questions next week, December 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, I'll be it'll be a live Q&A with him. All right? So be there. All right, back to it. We all know what this is, dynamic list. But if you don't know, check out webflow.com/CMS. Yeah. So this explain. Oh nope, we changed it. There it goes. Okay. Webflow.com help.webflow.com/courses/webflow-cms. Okay. This will explain everything you need to know about the dynamic part of Webflow, and it is so many opportunities, so much things to play around with in there. So that little icon opens up a lot of doors. I recommend you check out the help doc for that. Okay. Images and videos, so self-explanatory. Now, one thing I've been seeing on confusion on this, and I do understand that there is some confusion, and this another thing I'm gonna bring up with the team. But people are thinking that this video is the background video element, and I kind of understand why, because this background video is media, right? Because it's the same thing as video. And so I've seen people do this where they would for example, they would drag in a video, okay, and then they would set this as a background by doing something like so I'm doing the wrong way, so don't copy me on this one, but they would do something like this and set it to fixed, -1, full. And so that's their background video. And so that way they want to put things on top of it. And so they would have to overlay stuff like this heading 1 here. So remember, I'm doing the wrong way. I'm just showing you an example of the wrong way. Okay. I'll just call this bad section so you understand this is the wrong way. Okay. 1. And let's flex it up a bit. Don't do this. Oops. Spell it right. Okay, so this is the wrong way, okay? They're taking a YouTube video as the background and then setting it to fixed and pushing it to the background, okay? That's not the same thing as the background video, okay? So let me delete this, and that one. Okay. If you're trying to put a background video, you would use this. So I'm going to explain that later. But first, what is this one for then? This is for videos that you just want to place inside of the page. For example, I'm going to put my container back. Let's get a YouTube video. Let's see here, YouTube. We'll get dev tips. Yay, dev tips.
Right now I'm out.
Okay. A YouTube video that you would just embed. And so I'm going to drag that in, put my YouTube URL, and there we go. So it's more it's more for embedding a YouTube video in a page. So that's really good for, like, if you want to show off your app that you're building or something like that. Okay? Marsha, good question. I'll do that soon. Showing how to use rich text inside of a dynamic content like a blog post. I'll do that soon. So yeah, that's what a video's for. Now, a background video, I've seen people do the same thing I did with the YouTube video, and I'll show you what I mean. People would take this background video element, they would upload their video, but then they would make it 100% VH, fixed to the background, and then push it back with a Z index, okay? And then they would do the same thing I showed you guys where I said don't do this, where they would put elements on top of it, so that way it can act like a background video. That's not how this background video element is supposed to work. So what you can do with this background video, okay, and a lot of people, there's some people, not a lot, who probably don't know this, but this background video is just an open div that has a background video inside of it. Okay, so for example, if I want to put something inside of here, I can just style it like with flexbox, and inside of it I can put a heading and welcome to my site. And there we go. I have a background video with elements inside of it. Okay? Cool. All right, I want to answer Marsha's question now. Okay? Can you show rich text in dynamic content? Sure. So let me get a section in here, a container. Let me move that container down with that style because I have 80 pixels from the top because of my top margin. And now what I can do is actually, oops, sorry, let me do this on a dynamic page because I think that's what you're talking about, right? So let's go here, projects. Okay, and this is my rich text right here, but I'm gonna delete it so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Right now I'm in a projects template. Okay, I'm on the dynamic template. Okay, and how you get dynamic templates is by creating a collection here. Okay, so I have a collection called projects. Inside of that projects, I have rich text. All right, and that's the full project description. Okay, and now I want to pull in that data into here. Now, I've seen some people go like this, where they would put in a paragraph, and they would say, get text from their collection, and they're like, wait a minute, my full article isn't here. I don't get it. Where it's supposed to be. So what you're supposed to do is, if you set something as a rich text, you're supposed to bring in a rich text element, and it's from that you can pull in the your rich text field. And there you go. Okay? So this is like a blog post, and that's how you would pull it in. Now, if you want to edit anything in here, you can't double click it. You would have to go to your collections right here and edit it here. Okay? Cool. Hope that helps, Marsha. Let me know if I answered your question or not. All right, what's next? Yeah, so videos. I did see someone ask about forms. Let me see here. What about when we have a form? Do we have a predefined input type? Submit. Let's see here. So when I drag in a form, I don't like that. Put my section back in my container. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna put my form. So yeah, this is kind of pre-styled, especially this button right here. Okay. So let's see here. If I put input as my class, oops, demo input. So if you can see here, these input boxes, Mitco, yes, we do have predefined styles for this. Okay. So for example, it has an 8 padding and 12, 8 on the top and bottom, and 12 on the sides, and then a margin of 10 on the bottom. Okay, so we've already done that for you. So also, do we put, okay, cool. So we've already done that for you, but you can overwrite them however you want. Please note, on Firefox, I've seen some people do this, where they want to make the box bigger, and so they go like this. Right? They go like this. You're like, oh, okay, I made the box bigger. Please note that Firefox will make it seem like if your user is trying to type something in here, that everything they're typing is not being put in. It's because of these styles right here. You're adding too much padding to top and bottom. They render text box padding differently than Chrome. And so Chrome will handle it just fine. But for Firefox, instead of just doing the padding, you might also want to do the height as well. Okay? So just a thought. Okay? Just to make sure you guys get that tip, because I've seen that a couple of times. Okay, cool. And so the submit button, again, if I do demo button, it already has pre-made styles. It has our blue, and it has some padding. So yeah, okay. So that is the forms. Okay, and all of these is, is basic as well. Okay. What else? Okay, so components. When to use these components. These things are super powerful, okay? But I don't know about Google Plus. How many of you still use Google Plus? I don't. So tabs. Let's see here. When do you use tabs? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Tabs are these awesome things that, you don't have to do any JavaScript or anything. It's just right there. You have tabs. It's great for showing off a bunch of features all in one page without making someone go to a different page every time. Okay? But another awesome thing about this tab component is that you can style it however you want, as with everything, almost everything in Webflow. For example, I've seen people style the tabs where the tabs menu is on the left. Right, so tabs menu. Let's see here. Boom. Tabs menu is on the left, and then these tabs. Let's see here. Give it a class of tab and float that to the left. Oh wait, no, I don't want it floating to the left. Sorry. I want it to be display block. Is it not? Oh, because this guy right here. What are you? What are you? I want you. That's what I did. Block. Huh, interesting. So yeah, I can make them all left, and so you can have like a list of awesome features. Your app or whatever, like hair salon or whatever, has. And then, you can have all the style or all the tab content on this side, on the right. Okay? So yeah, you can do so much with these tabs. Really cool thing to have. See here. I'll take your questions right after the components. Navbar, super simple, but very important. A navbar is the easiest way. You can drag in a navbar and then it's already pre-styled for you. And it has that hamburger menu as well. I mean, it can't get it can't get any easier than that. My suggestion, my honest suggestion when it comes to navbar styles, I would put this at the bottom. Demo navbar. I'm going to fix it to the bottom. And let's demo menu button. make this black. No, actually, just use that one. Cool. And menu type probably over right. Now if I preview this, oh, didn't work. But yeah, I would have to style it. I would have to style it in a way that it does work, where it comes to the right and it's going from the top. But what I mean by this is pushing it to the bottom. I would really suggest that because if you take out your phone and you're holding it, it's harder to tap at the top than it is on the bottom when you're holding it. So as a user experience for your users, a better user experience, I would really suggest putting it at the bottom. I've been trying to do that with sites that I've been working on, including my own. I've been playing around with something, trying to put it on the bottom with a different style. Let me see here. So right here, I've been trying to put it at the bottom corners just to see what kind of user experience that would help with. So try something. But yeah, nav bars, really simple to style, really fun to play with. Okay. Just learned to work with flexbox and built in the nav yesterday. Not very intuitive, but it works. I need to see what you're working with, and so maybe I can give you some tips, but maybe put it on the forum, and yeah, we'll talk through there. All right, next one. Drop-down menus. So drop-down menus are meant to be put inside of nav bars, okay? What I mean is if I go here and I want a drop-down menu, I can just place it right there, and we already put in the icon for you, and you're good to go. That's simple. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll send there you go. There you go. Let's see here. Sliders. Okay. Sliders are really great to show off, show off multiple things, like photos or features, right? But one thing I would ask you guys to refrain from using is the autoplay, because if it's autoplaying and your users are reading something that's on the slide and then the slide switches without them knowing, then it's like, oh wait, I was just reading that. Now I have to click back to the previous slide and reread, and then hopefully it doesn't autoplay again. So autoplay only if you really need to, and if it's a long period of time. Like, try reading slowly through your slides before the autoplay happens. Okay. Cool. Lightbox. Oh, so tricks with Lightbox. Yeah. Let me bring that in. Okay, so Lightbox is a super simple way to put images or videos, like YouTube videos, inside of a Lightbox. And so you're given a Lightbox link. This triggers the Lightbox to come up when you click on it, and then also gives you space for an image. Now, there's times when you don't want an image. You don't want an image as a thumbnail. You don't want that to be clickable. You want something else. So sometimes I've done this myself. I would be like, I don't want the image. I want a text link. So I'm going to click on image and then press the delete key. Wait, my Lightbox is gone. I want a text link, not an image. How do I do that? Here's how you do it. Drag in a text block inside, right above the image. Click on image, delete the image, and there you go. You still have your Lightbox link, but now it's a text that opens up the Lightbox instead of an image. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So I think that's about it. Google Maps is self-explanatory. You just drag that in and you get a map and you put in the address. So that's fun to play with. Um, let's see here. Embeds, that's a whole different thing. This is where you can put like code snippets and whatnot. And yeah, I think that's about it. So those are the basics, and those are the times when you would use each element, okay? But circling back to the HTML5 part, okay? So this one has a tag for section. This one we can give it a tag for section. And then down here, right here, this is our footer. We can give this a footer tag, an HTML5 footer tag. Okay, and I think up here for a nav, would show right here. Okay, I can call this the nav. You know, and so if you really, really want to do HTML5 stuff, you can set all your tags accordingly. Like this rich text block, this is an article. Okay. So yeah, lot of things to do. Now I'm gonna get into questions. Okay, we're in the second half of the workshop. Let's get into some questions. Now I know, I think it's Naweed asked. He said, I saw it. I know I saw it. Ah, there we go. What is custom attributes used for? It's used for custom code. For example, if I want to do some JavaScript, let me see if I can go to my site, if I can go to my dashboard. Actually, can I go to my public profile? Let's see here. Which one? So this is an old project I did. So if you're doing some hardcore coding, which I was trying to do. Is this the one? Oh yeah, that was my first one, and then here's my second one. I went crazy. Okay, let's see here. There we go. So I created some custom attributes, like with values, and so these values I made. This is how much money, how much money each version of Tesla costs. Okay, and that would go with my custom code, which I put here. No, I didn't put it here. Oh, I put it in my own server, I think. Let's see here. No, go back. Oh, I can't go because it's read only. So yeah, that's what it's mainly used for. It's if you're coding up something crazy, then you would use that as a way to send variables to your custom code and to your HTML. So yeah, okay. Other questions. I know you already went through background, but is there any way to make background images resized to smaller devices? Background image resized to smaller devices. Let me go back to my designer dashboard. Well, you can use it, for example, to set a tab index on fields. Oh, yeah. Good idea, Joss. Let's see here. A background. So this is a background. I'm trying to see. So that's a background. For smaller, it's already getting... Oh, okay. Simple. There we go. So to resize for smaller, it's right here. You would use cover. Okay, if I didn't use cover, watch what happens. It stays the same size, the background. Okay, Now, if I go here and add cover, it'll resize itself to the width of the screen. Okay, so use cover. It's right here under background. If you click on your image, you'll see it right there. Cool. Hope that helps, Sebastian. Webflame, can you explain to us how to do a scrolling nav menu in mobile? I seem to have issues with accomplishing that even with the enable disable auto scroll options. Scrolling nav menu. I need an example of that. Not sure. I can't picture that in my mind right now. A scrolling nav menu. You mean like a nav menu that's fixed? Like to the bottom or to the top where it doesn't move, but yet all the other content moves? Okay. Is there a reference library for the custom attributes? Vlad posted some code to scroll to the middle of a section for in-page linking. I might have to check on the forums on that. Not These are really good questions. I'm trying to visualize the answer in my head and it's not coming to me. Do you have a tutorial on setting up custom server for Webflow custom attributes? You don't need a custom server for Webflow custom attributes. If you can put a custom attribute on any element on your site, just go here to go to the settings panel and then custom attributes and then just go to town. And when you want to add custom code, you would just go to your page settings right here, the cog, and add the head or end body tag. Cool. Where you have a nav menu that overflows and you can scroll through instead of getting it cut off. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Let's just add a bunch of these. Boom. So we have a bunch of links. And if I go like this, I said if I go like, come on. What's happening? Beautiful. Live demo, everyone. Live demo. Did I break something? I probably broke something. Hold on. Don't tell me it's that. Interesting. Okay, something broke. We'll fix it later. Okay, let's see here. This one, will it work? It works. And we have a drop down. Okay, cool. All right, let me add a bunch of this. Ooh, I can't put a drop down in a drop down. Don't want to do that. Copy this, paste it. There we go. So we have a bunch of stuff happening right here. So go like this. A bunch of stuff. Go like that. Even more. Okay. So how you would fix this is the nav menu when it's opened. So how you're supposed to open it right here. So I go to open menu. Okay. And so now I can see my nav menu. So with my nav menu showing, I can click on the element, give it a class name, and I can set the overflow to auto. Okay, now if I want the height to be like 400 pixels for some reason, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and open that. Okay, so let me show you the styles again so we can all learn together. I'm going to open the menu and I'm going to click on my nav menu, give it a style, and make sure that the overflow is set to auto. And you're good to go. Cool. Publish and try open it there, Nelson. Not sure what you mean. The website I'm working on, nav menu, but it's acting up. I don't know why. Please help. All right, live support. Here we go, guys. Leave. Okay. Oops. There we we go. So if I go like this, seems fine. Ooh, see how long that loaded? You might want to fix that. These images, if they're huge, you might want to either use responsive images or resize them yourself, because that took a while to download, and I'm on a pretty fast connection here. And plus, this is for mobile. You really need to fix this, because like if you have like a 10 megabyte image loading for mobile and it's just a slideshow, you're kind of using up 10 megabytes of your user's data plan. So careful with that. Okay. Hi Daniel, welcome to the stream. Cool. Essential, how to add font awesome icons on top of the image, like a play button. I can't explain that quickly, but search on the forums for font awesome, and you will see your answer. Okay. Yeah, for the last couple of minutes, let's get some Webflow.io links. I want to see what you guys are doing. We'll start with Hug Me Beta by Vitor. I hope I'm saying that right. I like this. It's not a straight line, but it adds some flavor to it. That it's not a straight line. I like what you did with that. Good job. Nice. Good job. Testimonials. This is great. This is a great start. I like how you're starting this. You're explaining something, and then you have testimonials immediately, and then you show the features. Really good job. I like your color palette too. I like how the nav bar switches. Great job. Okay, so I can't click on any of those. That's fine. Nice. Oh, nice. Using a pattern like this. That's cool. Yeah, I think you just want to show off, because this is really nice. This is really nice. Like so much. See what I mean, guys, when I say like white space or open space, negative space or whatever? When you push everything out, it makes it more breathable. I can read the story as I go down. Not everything's so close together. I like it. Cute animations here. Simple interactions. Good job. I have nothing to say about this. I feel like it's getting a bit tight, and it's just a small thing, just small things. But maybe it's getting a bit tight here at the bottom. Maybe you can stretch this section to be a little bit taller. Yeah, great job. Huh. I'm going to send this to the team and see what they think too. Maybe we can get this featured. Great job. Let's see here. Moving on. Thank you, Vitor. There were 4 people working on the same project to learn together to work with Webflow. Nice. So 4 people did this? Ooh, look at it. It's a little tight right here. These drop-down menus, the box is really, really tight on the padding. You might want to fix that. Nice. Consistent styles. Card design. Man. Oop. Mistake here. Might want to fix that. Yeah, just little things. I know you guys are probably always testing, but there you go, little things. Great job. All right, Mikhail, what do you... Oh, I remember this. I seen this. See, when I see something that doesn't have a straight line, I immediately go, yes, something different. Good job. I'm wondering, is there supposed to be something here on this side? It feels like a stripe.com website. And what I mean by that is stripe.com. Like this. Wait a minute. It's exact. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm all about copying to learn. I'm all about copying to learn. But I would really suggest copying, but then putting your own style on it. Okay, so this is way too close. These two are way too close, including this call out right here. It's way too close. I know Stripe looks awesome, and it's like, man, I want to try to do what they're doing. Do it. After you do it, flip over and try to add your own style, your own take to it. Maybe the angle isn't the same way. Maybe your call out can be a little bit different. And you know, it's fine. But change it. Change it to something that people won't be like, oh, this is just like Stripe. I've seen Stripe a while ago and they're just copying. You know, it's okay to copy, but it's not okay to copy exactly. Okay? Let's see here. Just checking out Stripe first. Okay. So here, this is good. I like your animations. If this is custom done, really good job. Okay. Good job with it. This is what I mean by tabs, guys. See? It's easy to use tabs. Great job. Great job. Yeah. I can really feel a lot of Stripe.com on this. So, you know, add your own flair to it. Make something else happen. Okay? Yes, good artist copy, great artist steal. Yes. But make your own way with it. For example, let me go back to this one. So to do this right here, to get this idea, I was watching my nephew play Call of Duty, and I noticed that they had like interfaces on the bottom left and bottom right, and I was like, I'm gonna steal that, but I'm going to add my own flair to it. You know, so it's kind of like Call of Duty, but kind of not. I also got this idea from Tom Clancy's The Division, so I wanted to do something like that. So yeah, it's good to experiment, but put your own flair to it. Put your own style to it. All right, moving on. Well, we got a lot. Be the escape. Oh, be the escape. Time is not on your side. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm scared. What's gonna happen? Ah, okay. If you're going for something dark, I would say this background should be dark as well. You know? It seems like you're trying to do something that's dark with these things. Bookings. Book today. Because it seems it's honestly, literally light, you know? But it seems like with this hero row, it's supposed to be something dark. Okay? So you might want to try something dark for that. As far as your nice tabs, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Good job. As far as the other stuff goes, a little bit of more space between these two columns would be nice. As far as spacing goes, yeah. You're good. Yeah. Good job, Webflame. All right, let's see here. Daniel, I still got under construction. Looks okay. Device preview site for you if you haven't seen it yet. Web device view. I think I've seen this. Yeah, this is cool. So you've made some sort of app within Webflow. That's awesome. Let's see here. Obviously. Let's go to mine. Let's preview. Cool. Oh, my nav bar is huge. What's wrong with my nav bar? There. It's not good. Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's how you do the... Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Great job. You guys should use this. This is nice. It's like a mini browser stack. WebDE. WebDE device view. .webflow.io. Yeah, I'm gonna save that and post that on the forum post for this workshop. Good job, Daniel. All right, now we'd color. Ooh, can this? Oh, okay. So hey, that's cool. And the logo changes too. I see. Oh, okay. So this is a dynamic. Yeah, these are dynamic collections per color. Nice. Can you buy these things? After. Okay, I think that's kind of a little bit annoying because you're like telling people, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, buy now, and it doesn't stop. Just leave the buy now button alone. People will be able to see it. Wait, what? Nelson himself compared it with a coconut cut into 8 parts and inverted the coconut. What? I said nothing of that sort. What is going on here? Cool. Not sure when I said that though. So I'm going to give you negative points for this. Unless that's just random text. What does that even mean? Amazon Echo. Another Nelson design chair. What? Anyways. Good job. I like this site. It's a storefront and that's based on color. And I've never seen one of these. So good job. All right, let me take 2 more. I think we have 2 or 3 more. Okay, these last 3 right here. Aaron Ocampo, style signature. What are we doing? Okay. Ah, interesting. One of these nav bars that you put in the center. Oh. That caught me off guard. So when it comes to those type of things, personally, I'm like, why? It feels like someone is handing me a flyer out of nowhere. Like I'm inside of a store, right, and I'm browsing around, and immediately a store clerk or something comes up to me and say, "Hey, here's a flyer," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So it kind of gets me off guard, but I'm like, I'm not gonna read this flyer until I'm done browsing around. So my initial indication is, oh my god, this is a pop-up, close, I'll read that later. But here's the thing. Do I have an option to read that later? What does this do? That goes just to the back. So no, I don't have an option to read that later. So I don't know what I just missed. So be careful with those types of interactions, okay? Because you have to think of websites as real live, real world stores. I'm a user, I'm walking in, and someone hands me a flyer, and I'm like, I'll just read that later. I'm going to put it in my back pocket. I want to look through your store, okay? So beyond that, let's see here. As seen in First for Women magazine. Okay, so credibility points right there. Cool. Interesting that you would have this scroll down go past the video, you might want to, I would make this 2 rows instead of 2 columns and make this video bigger so it's more apparent that this video is important. Because right now it feels like the video is not important because if I click this, I go past it. So it's like, okay, that video is not important. Go straight to this person. Okay. Wait, Nelson lives a double life. No, I don't. I don't make chairs. All right. So this is more info. Okay, that goes to, that's cool. Nice. Okay, I like this layout. I'm more and more getting, I want to do layouts like this where a card is overlaying on something else. So I like this layout. This interaction, I'm not too sure about because usually zooming in means, hey, you want to, this is clickable or something. And there's nothing clickable about this. So why are you zooming in? Is he the most important person in this photo? Is that what this zoom in interaction means? So yeah, maybe remove that interaction. I don't think that's really needed. All right, same thing here. But so these are the services that she provides. Okay, cool. All right, good job so far. Let's go. Okay, let's see how. Vlog. Is it videos? Not sure. Okay, fashion tips. Okay, cool. Awesome. So you did collections with videos. Good job. All right. The text though is very thin and might be hard to read. I would go for something that's more bold. Okay. Besides that, great job. Oh, 619. Hey, San Diego. Hello. All right, let's see here. Okay, last one, guys. Oh, actually, sorry. 2 more. Okay, so this one. Lot of things happening. So essential medium. Whoa, and you have a chat. Okay. Whoa, calm down. Whoa. Okay. Gonna take a deep breath. My eyes got bombarded with information. I don't know where to look first. Because you have a background image of things happening. And then you have these GIFs that are looping. And they're very energetic. And then later, you have a big call out that says, chat! Now, immediately, okay. I didn't even click on the chat. And the chat box expanded itself and says, hi, can we answer a question for you? At this time, no. Because I feel like I'm being bombarded by so much information that I'm like, let me read, let me understand what you guys do. So it's very busy. I would really tone it down, okay? So this is something I always talk about is tell the story first, sell the product later, okay? And you may have seen these in Super Bowl ads. You know, these companies spend so much money on these ads, and they're hoping for a return. You know, they're hoping to sell product. And what they usually, the good commercials that you really think about are the ones that tell a story that's relatable. And at the very last 5, 3, or 2 seconds, they show the product, you know? And so right now, you're selling me boats, planes, beaches, fun. Like, please buy it. And it's like, there's other companies that do this too. What sets you apart? What's different about this brand that makes it different? You know, I can go to anyone else. Right now, you're not telling me that in the hero row. All you're telling me is, hey, let's talk. Let's talk. I want you to get you a boat. I want to get you on a plane. I want to make you have fun. Let's talk. And it's just too much. So tone it back and explain what the brand is all about. The brand is all about having fun. The brand is tune your life, express yourself, live endlessly. Okay? I would remove these guys right here. I remove them immediately. You know? And somehow probably put a color overlay on top of this background image, so that way you can tone it back even more, like a white overlay. So you can tone it back a little bit more, and then let this text come out more. Okay, this text is very important. Okay, when you get down to the second row, that's when you can have these three things, but not animated GIFs. Okay, if you want, you can have the animated GIFs as backgrounds, and when they hover over, you can have the off state as a basic JPEG, a static JPEG that doesn't move. And when you hover over it, then the JPEG switches to a GIF, and then it's moving while hovered. That way, you don't have three videos playing at the same time. Okay? So start with that, and this is a lightbox? Yeah. And if you want, you know what, even this part right here, remove that. Go to cover.co. That's cover.co. And look at that. See, if this was your homepage right here, if this was your hero row, boom. It's open, it's more inviting. I want to scroll down because this looks really cool. Let me look for something even more. Let's see here, people. Because you want to look for fun. I know I've seen a beach one. We can do better than that. Walking by, man and sea. There's something. Come on, I can find something. Well, you can find something here, and yeah, I saw something here. Let me see here. Mood. Here we go. That's what I saw. See it as cover. There we go. See, look at that. Boom. GIF. Sorry. Look at that. So that's more inviting than this. Okay? So be open about it. Let the user's eyes breathe. You don't want to push too much information all at one time. Okay? Cool. All right, last one. Let's see here. Scroll up. Essential. You're putting another one. So I'm going to go to the next one. We've already helped. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of video hero sites. Fancy Footage, never heard of that. Life of Vids, never heard. I heard of VidEasy and VidEvo. So yeah. All right, guys. That's it for this week. Remember, next week, December 6th, put it on your calendar. Put an alarm for it. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Vlad, our CEO, will be here to answer your questions. Ask him about, what has happened in the past Webflow's life for 2016, and let's all learn what's going to happen in 2017. All right, it's going to be fun. I know that the plugin marketplace is being worked on. We've already revealed on the forums a while ago that we are working on a CMS API. So those two things are going to be really big. But hey, if you have extra questions for Vlad, bring them next week. Oh man, it's going to be good. So, usual sign-offs. Thank you to everyone in the chat room. Everyone. You guys are amazing. What you're doing with website, with Webflow is amazing to me. I learn from you guys. You know, I learn what I could be doing better with my own sites. And I hope you guys are learning from these videos each week, because that's what we're here. We're here to grow together. We're not here uh, to bash each other's designs, because designing is all subjective. It's all, you know, maybe I can learn something from you. Maybe you can learn something from me. Let's all help make this industry better. Okay, guys? So, you guys in chat room, love you all. All right, if you have any support, technical or account billing or technical questions, hit me up at support@webflow.com. Either me, Waldo, or Dave will help you out. If you have any design or custom code issues, go to forum.webflow.com, and our wonderful global community will help you out as fast as they can. Hit me up on Twitter. It's at @thepixelgeek or Webflow_Nelson. For Webflow, it's at Webflow app, or you can go to facebook.com/Webflow. This stream happens every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah. Thank you guys. Love you guys. And as always, make the web beautiful. Love you guys. See ya next week.